first game of the semis, Thornwood and Morgan Park were neck and neck throughout the entire game, but once again, Eddie Curry stood tall and scored 20 points with teammate Melvin Buckley right behind with 16. Thornwood wins it in the final seconds, 49-46. In game two, the Schaumburg Saxons had a 16-point lead in the third quarter. Lyons Township came back and tied the Saxons with 51 seconds left in the game. The Saxons' Mark Pankratz wins it at the line, 58-57. Schaumburg advances to the state championship game against Thornwood. And welcome back to a capacity crowd here at the Peoria Civic Center Carver Arena. This is it, the championship game for the 2001 Class AA title. The 32-1 Thornwood Thunderbirds take on the 28-3 Schaumburg Saxons. The Thunderbirds' Eddie Curry is one of the players that everybody here at this arena has come to see. Right now, he's averaging 22 points in this state tournament, and he's hoping to lead his Thornwood Thunderbirds team to their first state title. But on the other hand, the Schaumburg's Mark Pankratz is also trying to lead his team to their first title, which would be Bob Williams' first title there for Schaumburg Saxons. We'll just have to see which team will have the luck of the Irish on their side. For more on tonight's game, here are your announcers, Dave Bernhardt and Bill Hitt.
Thank you very much, Lisa. It is great to have you with us here in the IHSA Television Network. We come down to the final game of the 2001 season. I'm Dave Bernhardt, along with former Proviso East State Championship coach Bill Hitt. Now we have to clear up some misconceptions first. A lot of people throughout the course of this tournament thought that there were some key games that may have been, in effect, championship games. Wrong. The reality is, tonight, this is championship night.
You know, there's always a tendency to pick an underdog or to say this game is more meaningful than that one. But I think tonight we're going to see Schaumburg and Thornwood in really a true championship game.
They had to work their way to get here tonight. Let's take a look at the road to Peoria, first of all, for the Schaumburg Saxons. Lisa just told you about that semifinal win over Lyons Township, a one-point decision, a game in which Schaumburg had 17-point and then 16-point leads and finally survived, and of course, their first game down here in Carver Arena, the win over defending state champion West Aurora. As far as Thornwood is concerned, they came from 10 points down to defeat Morgan Park. So both these schools will come in here weary both mentally and physically. As we take a look at the key players of this game, when we look at Schaumburg, they played 10 players, a lot. So you go through their entire roster, you take a look. Who do we feature? But Bill, the bottom line is we always come back, and we should come back to Mark Pankratz.
Yeah, Mark Pankratz had just a fair game offensively versus LT today. 7 points, 1 rebound, but 10 assists. And that tells you a little bit about his value as a player. He can get his teammates involved in the ball game. He can defend. In the quarterfinal game, he had Jamal Thompson, their best player. Last possession, guards Jim Maley and keeps the ball really out of his hands for most of that semifinal game.
As far as Thornwood is concerned, you cannot overlook the biggest single name in this tournament. There is a young man playing tonight in his last high school game. Ladies and gentlemen, the next time you see him playing, it may be in the NBA. That's 6'11" Eddie Curry.
Eddie Curry had another typical Eddie Curry game versus Morgan Park in the semifinal. 20 points, 8 rebounds, but more importantly than that, he makes everyone change their defense. Morgan Park had 2 and sometimes 3 players guarding him. Schaumburg will have to figure out what to do with him tonight.
In fact, that's where we go to next, because these two teams have been able to scout each other thoroughly in this tournament. Each team knows exactly what the other will do. So for now, we take a look at Bill Hitt's keys to this game.
Well, I think for Schaumburg, it's real simple. You have to eliminate second shot baskets. You have to extend the court defensively and find a way to get some points in the paint. Thornwood, they've got to forget about that very, very emotional semifinal game, put their game faces on, play for a championship today. They have to attack the inside with Curry, and they have to just make sure that they make Mark Pankratz work on both ends of the court.
We are celebrating 50 years of televised coverage of Illinois high school basketball, and throughout the course of the evening, we'll bring you some of those classic moments. We expect one here tonight. 2 teams on great winning streaks. Thornwood, 28 in a row. Schaumburg, they have won 20 in a row. But only one team will bring home that big trophy. We've got the state championship next, right here on the Illinois High School Association Television Network. get a more electric moment than championship night in Illinois for the boys AA state championship basketball finals, and we've got a good one here. Schaumburg and Thornwood hook it up in just moments. These two teams come at you from the northeastern part of the state, suburban Chicago area, as we get a look at Eddie Curry, and he will take a look at the map of Illinois to show you that Schaumburg has just a little bit farther trip to make it down to Peoria. The goal, of course, is to get to Peoria. Once you are here, it is to bring home the big trophy. And Bill, you brought teams to Champaign at that time when the tournament was there. What goes through your mind right now, just 60 seconds away from tip-off?
You go through, as a coach, you go through absolutely everything that can possibly go wrong, and they flash before your eyes like the end of the world. If I'm the Schaumburg guy, I'm just over and over trying to figure out what I have to do to stop Eddie Curry and give my team a chance to win.
That is one thing the teams all across the state have been trying to do this year. Bob Williams has that task ahead of him as far as Schaumburg is concerned. He has seen the big guy play, but by the same token, Kevin Hayhurst has seen Schaumburg, a team that will not die. They will go 10 players deep. They will come at you and pressure you all night long. Schaumburg coming from the bottom part of the bracket. As we said, they defeated Lions in a nail-biter today. Bob Williams said his team was not really happy in the locker room after the game because they thought they should have won by more. But the bottom line is Schaumburg will get it on with Kevin Hayhurst's team, the Thornwood Thunderbirds, here in the state championship game right here on the IHSA television network. And now let's go to our public address announcer here at Carver Arena, Mr. Paul Herzog.
Good evening, basketball fans. On behalf of the Illinois High School Association in the city of Peoria, welcome to America's Original March Madness. Tonight's Class AA championship game in Carver Arena features the Schaumburg Saxons, a record of 28-3. And the Thornwood Thunderbirds, a record of 32-1. At this time, we ask you to please stand and to honor America. Address the flag with your hand over your hearts. Remove your caps as Andrea Johnson, a student in Marion High School, sings our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming.
Championship contest. At a forward for Schaumburg, a 6-foot junior, number 15, Tony Young. At a forward for Thornwood, a 6'6 junior, number 30, Melvin Buckley. The other forward for the Saxons, a 6'4 senior, number 32, Scott Zolik. The other forward for the Thunderbirds, a 6'3 junior, 34, David Moss. At center for Schaumburg, a 6'8 senior, 50, Ryan Walter. At center for Thornwood, a 6'11 senior, 52, Eddie Curry. The guard for the Saxons, a 6'3 senior, number 4, Mark Pankratz. A guard for the Thunderbirds, a 6'3" junior, 32, Pierre Thomas. The other guard for Schaumburg, a 5'9" senior, number 10, James Hahn. The other guard for Thornwood, a 5'10" senior, 24, Aubrey Connerly. Head coach of the Schaumburg Saxons in his 10th season with a record of 192 victories and 91 losses, Bob Williams. Head coach for Thornwood in his 6th season, where he has won 124, lost 46, Kevin Hayhurst. No other state in America can claim the rich history and traditions been generated by March Madness in Illinois.
Schaumburg and Thornwood moments away. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for this one as far as Schaumburg is concerned. The starting 5 may not be the ending 5, but that's all right with Bob Williams. Anybody can come and get you. Scott Zolik hit 4 out of 5 from three-point range in the semifinals. Tony Young has been solid. We've talked about Mark Pancratz. As far as Thornwood is concerned, sure, they rely on the big guy, Eddie Curry. Melvin Buckley has been a force. Pierre Thomas, solid and steady. Aubrey Connerly will run the point. We have a full house here at Carver Arena for the battle between the Saxons and the Thunderbirds. And already, Bill, we saw the initial skirmish. That was during the pregame or right after the pregame introductions at midcourt.
You know, that's taken over a little bit here, but it shows you just how intense and how much pride they have and looking for whatever advantage they can get.
Peter King, Mark Maywood, the officials, and they will have a job tonight. Andrew Williams will join them in this 3-man officiating crew. The 2001 Boys Basketball Championship Class AA underway. Tony Young up firing. Rebound off the floor to Curry.
Got a good look on that one.
This is Aubrey Connerly. We'll see a man-to-man all night long from the Saxons. They get it into Curry. The catch, the score, the foul.
Thornwood on that one put Buckley and Curry on the same side, play a little 2-man game. Buckley is being guarded by Pancratz, dumped it into Curry, strong move to the basket.
Eddie Curry was 12 of 14 from the line in the quarterfinal win over Peoria Richwoods. Just 2 of 5 earlier today, but he knocks that down. And the Thunderbirds, the early 3-0 lead. Scott Zolik up top. James Hahn the point. We said both these two teams on long winning streaks. Pancratz puts the ball on the floor. It goes. An opportunity to match Curry's three-point play.
Dave, that was just a great move to the basket. Little jump stop at the end. Interestingly, they're using their big men to seal and screen, or try to, Curry on the drive. New little wrinkle to that cut to the basket.
Foul on Pierre Thomas. A couple of All-Staters tie this game at 3.
Now we're going to see the Schaumburg pressure all over the court. Thornwood's clearing out. They're just going to make them work harder than they want to work to advance the ball.
David Moss with it. He'll give it off to Melvin Buckley. One hand grab by Curry in the flush.
Curry was able to do that because he moved his man off the block and created more space between he and the basket.
Pancratz always looking for the other 4 players on the floor. Hahn into the paint. James Hahn looking to create. He dishes. We have a foul.
Dave, I like what I see from Schaumburg. They're attacking the paint. They're trying to establish some scoring inside. It's hard with Curry there, but it needs to be done.
Aubrey Connerly with the personal foul for the Thunderbirds. They will keep an eye on number 4 all night long. This is Tony Young, and he shuffled his feet.
You get a little bit of that at the start of the game. You're just getting your motors going a little faster than they need to.
Neither one of these teams has lost in the calendar year of 2001. One will keep that streak alive after 32 minutes of basketball. outside between the circles. Buckley, he's deadly from there. Curry hangs. Count it.
That was just a great effort on Curry's part. He just hung in there. He's getting bumped by both sides and maintained his composure and his balance and just went back strong.
He has that wide body, able to be away from the ball and seal everybody off at the same time. Curry with 8 points. Thornwood with 8. They lead at 8-3. As we've seen in the semifinals, don't put too much stock in an early lead. Pankratz left open.
Good look. They rotate the ball back to him, just didn't drill it.
Thornwood wants this to be a half-court game. The concern is, of course, with that pressure. Now Curry outside. That's where Schaumburg would like to see him. Melvin Buckley stretched all 6 feet 6 inches out there. Deflection. So very patient here for Thornwood early.
Yeah, but that's part of their game plan. They have a strength inside. They want to exploit it.
Pierre Thomas now will work against Young. Young has experienced some foul problems in this tournament. He still has produced big games. A bit too much for Curry.
Now Schaumburg is doing the same thing that Morgan Park did early. They're trying to front Curry with their big person and bring backside help. We'll just see if they're as big as they need to be.
Ryan Walter, the biggest. Saxon will light it up from 3. No. Rebound Pierre Thomas. Too much. Looking for too much. Too quickly.
That's a unique thing right there. We have our 2 centers running the court on the break.
Walter got a little bit of a head start after he missed his 3. 5-point lead for the Thunderbirds. They look to get Pankratz on track. Pierre Thomas on him. A couple of pump fakes and a travel. This IHSA broadcast is brought to you by Country Insurance. Real people, real answers, real quick. And by the Midwest Dairy Association on behalf of your local dairy farmers. Ah, the power of cheese. We are at the home of Bradley University. The man on your right is our director. Well, it was on your right. That is Frank Vance, director of IHSA broadcast. Oh yeah, they like it. Frank was a cheerleader at Bradley. Rah, rah, Frank. Oh, the hoopster. That is the man running your telecast tonight, folks. Frank Vance. Oh yeah, look at him pump that crowd up. And there he is, attaboy, Frank. Frank, a cheerleader here at Bradley. Frank Vance and I go way back. I don't claim those years though, Frank.
It's nice to know, Dave, we're in such good hands.
Oh boy, that hoop was priceless. Priceless. Who in their right mind would put a hoop on their head? Well, I've known Frank for, I'm free of it, okay.
All right, well, let's see if Schaumburg can crank up a little bit more pressure than we've seen the first couple minutes of this ball game.
They'll let Moss bring the ball up on Scott Zolik. A 3-point play by Pankratz is all Schaumburg has on the board. Connolly tries to get around Hahn. Buckley open. Curry, rebound, jam! Eddie Curry putting on a show here early in the state championship game. He has all 10 Thunderbird points. Foul inside, they're looking at Pankratz.
You got Pankratz with, again, moving on the screen, trying to set a block and just extends the arm.
Now the full court pressure, and Thornwood elects to bring 4 of their offensive players into the backcourt area.
They just want to make sure they get it in. They're going to clear it out then for Connolly. What Hahn is doing, besides the pressure in the backcourt, they're trying to keep the ball on his side, not let him rotate the ball.
First substitutions of the game will be entering here for Schaumburg. Melvin Buckley to inbound, James Hahn to have a seat along with Scott Zolik.
Probably the last thing you want to happen if you're Bob Williams is to Curry to be as strong inside so quickly. 10 points, 3 or 4 rebounds, a couple putbacks, everything that you don't want to happen.
Lob to Curry. Into the ball game for Schaumburg, Garrett Bruni along with Brandon Reichel. Reichel on Curry now. That's a mismatch. Eddie Curry has a dozen. He is bidding for his third three-point play here, and we have just reached the midway point of the first quarter.
We have just a brute force move. Nice drop step, and just goes up and over him.
13 points for Curry. A 10-point lead for the Thunderbirds. Thornwood, stick a little more pressure on. David Gibson has it. Maybe partially deflected on its way. Young from the corner. Yet another offensive board. And a rejection.
Schaumburg is just hurrying a little bit more than they need to. Those shots are a little bit quicker. They want to get back in their offense. Coach Williams going to just calm them down a little bit. They started out offensively with the right idea.
Young with it up top. Tony Young, an opening. He scores.
Nice jab step, got space, went to the basket.
3:13 to play. You see the score, an 8-point difference. That's just the second field goal of the night for Schaumburg. Eddie Curry has all 13 of Thornwood's points. Melvin Buckley guarded by Pancratz. It's a great matchup. Pierre Thomas in the corner. This time Reichel denies the entry. Young to Pancratz. He may have walked, he got away with it.
Good break. Again, trying to get the ball inside to Curry, not a good entry pass, and they were able to run on that.
A bucket off a turnover. Now Moss pressured. They want a timeout, a 30-second timeout for Thornwood. A little bit of distress in terms of maybe the pressure here early, off a turnover, then the defensive pressure. So we take a look at how these two towns match up. Of course, South Holland, the home of Thornwood. 1884, they were founded. A couple of Cook County schools here. The Mid-Suburban West Conference represented by Schaumburg, enrollment 2510. Thornwood representing the Sitka East Conference. And their enrollment just about the same at 2,312.
When you get a situation with Curry scoring that many points so quickly, you start to doubt yourself a little bit, and it carries over to the offensive end. You think you got to get it all back at once. This is a good timeout for Schaumburg, just to kind of gather themselves a little bit.
The big man, Eddie Curry, he is committed to DePaul. The most dominant player in Illinois since Kevin Garnett. We all know what Kevin Garnett did out of high school. But for a second there, Connor Lee might be thinking of the wrong bucket. That has been known to happen. He's being guarded by Garrett Bruni. And they've got Moss for the block.
Again, they look to set those nice high screens, but you got to keep your feet still, and you can't extend your body. Kind of did a little bit of both on that one.
After having been down by 10, the Saxons now chance to get it to within 4. Young gives it up to Pancratz. Gibson. Young thought about it, but he's got a 6'6" man staring him in the face in the form of Buckley. Baseline drive, Pancratz, shovel, Young, bucket.
high school ball. High school ball, you don't want to give up the baseline. He did, was able to get a step, make a good pass, found the open man.
6 straight points scored by the Saxons. Connerly caught in the air.
That's not the kind of shot Coach wanted on that one. He wanted to bring it down there and set the offense, get it into the big guy.
We're in the final minute and 30 here in the first quarter in the state championship game. Boys AA basketball. Young with the whistle. Melvin Buckley is down, holding his right hip. Buckley with the personal foul. He was trying to fight through a screen. Not a shooting foul, did not come on the shot. Entering the game for Thornwood is Jeremy Jones, 5'6" senior. He'll replace Aubrey Connerly, give his point guard a little bit of a breather.
Run a screen for Pankratz. Got another good look. He needs to hit one of those just for himself. He's a little bit tentative.
He is 0 for 2 from three-point range here this evening. Schaumburg has misfired on 5 attempts from beyond the arc. Down to a minute to play in the first quarter. Jones with it up top. A steal by Young. He anticipated that beautifully. The pass was intended for Pierce in the left corner.
Yeah, point guard has to bring the ball in a little bit closer before they make the entry so that the defense doesn't have time to react like that.
Young on Buckley. That is a tough matchup for Tony Young. Thornwood wants to travel. No call. Young taking it to the rack on Buckley. Pankratz sealed. Reichel, 3. Make that a 2.
Big shot.
Brandon Reichel with the bucket. It's a 2-point game.
If you're Schaumburg, you like it because Curry had to come out and guard him.
8 straight points scored by the Saxons. Jones gives it up to Thomas. Pierre Thomas up top. Curry, time winding down. The big man outside. Thomas, did he get it off? No, it will not count. It will not count. There is your first quarter score in the boys AA championship game. We're at Carver Arena, and we'll be back after these words from your local station. Patrick's Day in Peoria, and those 2 young ladies have been working out for quite a while prior to their performance. Thank you very much, ladies. Glad to have you with us here in the IHSA Television Network with Bill Hitt. I'm Dave Bernhardt, and we are ready to begin quarter number 2, an 8-0 run for Schaumburg to close out the period. All 13 Thornwood points coming in the form of Eddie Curry.
Yeah, I think Kevin Hayhurst is going to look for a way to get Buckley involved in this offense a little bit more. Pankratz doing a good job keeping him away from the ball, though.
That goes off the gold jersey and the leg of Curry. Good-looking Mark Pankratz, 6'3" senior, and he's responsible for doing the defensive clamps on Melvin Buckley, and that has put the load on Curry. This is Zach Pankratz. The freshman misses, lost the rebound. Thomas will set it back up, get into their half-court offense. Jeremy Jones stays in the game at the point. He has it. Looking for a pick from Moss. Jones only stands 5 feet 6 inches, gives it to a man a foot taller. Buckley with a little bit of a force there. Here comes Gibson, a chance here for the Saxons to tie.
And that was not one of Buckley's best efforts on that shot.
Zach Pankratz. Chance for the lead right there.
Zach is a good shooter from that spot. He likes that. He had a good look. Those are the kind of shots they need to take.
Thornwood looking for their first points in over 4 minutes. Buckley, lob, Curry. Foul as he was going to the bucket.
That help side was just a step slow getting there. Right idea, just a step slow.
Eddie Curry sprained an ankle really pretty badly in the sectionals. Of course, he's had it wrapped, gone through therapy, but his ankle really swelled up after this semifinal game today. So they have those ankles taped pretty tightly, and he is hobbled. You wouldn't know it by his performance here early. Brandon Reichel gets a hand. He gets a hand because of his defensive job he's done on the big guy. Jones will bring it back up. We played a minute and a half here in the second quarter. Jones scoots, scores!
Run a high screen, no one stopped the penetration, and just got a quick step and went to the basket.
Lead back to 4, 15-11. Pankratz guarded by Thomas. Zach Pankratz gives it back to his senior brother. Ryan Walter, big man, goes up top. Mark Pankratz on the floor. He's fouled.
He's perfected that little jump stop head fake move to the basket. Gets a good quick step to his right and gets the defenders up in the air before he puts it in.
Pierre Thomas picks up his second foul. That will send Pankratz to the line. Two-shot free throw here for Pankratz. That is one hot team you are looking at in the form of Schaumburg Saxons. David Gibson will have a rest. He is replaced by Scott Zolik. Mark Pankratz was a member of this Schaumburg team 2 years ago that finished 4th in the state. His goal was to get back downstate, if for no other reason, to let his teammates experience what he experienced 2 years ago. Knocks them both down.
It is a great thrill, and playing in this game is an even bigger thrill for all those kids out there.
Thornwood had that 10-point lead that's shrunk to 2.
Going with a little bit smaller lineup now. Probably still going to look to get the ball inside to either Buckley or Curry.
Jones is fouled on the floor.
James Hahn is tenacious. If you are a point guard and he's defending you, you really are in for a long night. He just works so very hard, does a great job keeping the ball in front of him.
Buckley gives to Jones. Buckley looking to get that man on track. Bounce, Jones, Curry, count it. Curry a chance for his 4th three-point play of the evening.
What happened there? The defender got beat on the baseline, drew the help, and Curry just got the ball for an easy basket.
15 points for Curry. He comes in averaging 21.6 per game. He's had games of 24 and 20 points here in Peoria. This year, the offense for Curry was designed for him not to take as many shots because he had a little bit more support. He's taking them tonight, though. Hahn gets it inside Pankratz. The follow by Walter.
Great rebound basket. A good move by Pankratz, just didn't have it go down.
See Kevin Hayhurst alternating his point guards. He's had Jeremy Jones in here for quite a while. Aubrey Connerly on the bench. Jones nearly gives it up. The skip back to Buckley. He has a good look. Rebound to Pankratz.
Yeah, it was a good look, and the big man wasn't quite ready to receive it.
Buckley likes that baseline. That's why Pankratz flies out to him there.
They're looking to stretch the defense now.
That's the 7th turnover now for Thornwood.
Schaumburg wants to take their time and get a good look at the basket.
Pankratz looks back to his head coach, Bob Williams. Time remaining in the second quarter. Zolik had 4 threes in the semis. He's got one here.
That was a well-executed ball rotation. They set a screen for Pankratz. He didn't have a look, so he skipped it over to Zolik. Great ball movement.
Zolik 4 of 5 from three-point range in his semifinals, and he has tied this game at 18. Schaumburg coming back from a 10-point deficit. Connerly and Jones working at the guard positions now for Thornwood. Here's Connerly. Buckley finally gets one to go. That's his first bucket of the night.
He needed that too. He needed to get untracked. He hasn't had many looks, but a scorer's got to have a couple shots to start feeling good about himself.
They want to feed. Pankratz in the post. Shovels inside to Walter.
Great pass. Great pass. Pankratz is posting a little smaller man right now, and they're going to bring the ball down to him as often as they can. Got great court awareness.
The battle is on. That's a 10-second call. Jones took his time coming up, and he did not beat the clock. We have a timeout on the floor. We're back after this on the IHSA Television Network. "50 years of television coverage of Illinois high school basketball. Peoria Central, Springfield Lanphier, 2 great teams, 1 great game taking place down in Champaign. 1983 the year. Folks in Peoria remember that one. Lanphier, of course, one of the outstanding teams they have had in their history. The Lions made things happen in this one, bringing home the state championship to the state capitol. There it is. There is the Decatur MacArthur Pep Band. They're our honored Pep Band here during the semifinals and finals. Yesterday, Rockton Hononegah. Today, Decatur MacArthur. Congratulations to those 2 bands. We're knotted up at 20 underneath 3 minutes to play in the first half.
Found the shooter on a roll.
Scott Zolik, another one. He's on fire.
Schaumburg right now is in a groove offensively. They know what they want to do, and they're executing it perfectly.
Schaumburg, the first lead of the game. They were down 13-3. And that's a 5 count. So we've had a 10-second backcourt violation, a 5-count closely guarded violation. That's the 9th turnover.
Yeah, those are hard for the ball handler because he can't see the count, and especially in a situation where you're not sure if you're being closely guarded, you need help from your teammates.
They'll jump out on Zolik now. Garrett Bruni being harassed by Jones. Whistle the other way.
Again, we've seen several of those, Dave, those screens off the ball, and that's understandable. They're working to get their teammates open, just get a little bit too aggressive.
Kevin Hayhurst's team will head to the bonus situation. It's been a tale of 2 games down here for Thornwood as far as from the free throw line. In the quarterfinal game, the Thunderbirds knocked down 26 of 30 free throw attempts against Peoria Ridgewoods. But earlier today in the semifinals, they only made 10 of 21, and that nearly cost them in that 3-point semifinal win. This is David Moss. Not a good omen for the Thunderbirds. Walter runs to Zolik. Saxon, a 3-point lead. Young elevates. Curry can't hang on. Zolik is there. The offensive rebound to the Saxons. You're right, Bill. Schaumburg has settled into an offensive groove here.
Their shooters are getting confidence, and they're getting the ball where they can make them from. Slipped. Great body control just to get up, and then the ball got stripped.
Curry in the lane. This time it does not go.
I think a decision has been made, at least by Ryan Walker on that play, that if he can't prevent the shot, he's going to make sure it doesn't go in. No more 3-point baskets.
These teams have played some common opponents, actually a few more than you might expect at this stage of the season. First free throw Curry misfires. Thornton and Thornridge, a couple of district schools with Thornwood. Now Schaumburg, what they like to do, they play in the Mid-State, Mid-Suburban West Conference, but they like to play out of the conference because they like to see different styles of play. Well, if you play Thornton and you play Thornridge, you're preparing yourself to play Thornwood.
That's exactly correct, and that's done on purpose, and I think it pays dividends for Bob Williams. Back to a little motion set here.
You have three-point threats on the floor. Form of Young, form of Zolik. You have an all-round threat, the form of Pancratz. He's fouled. Jeremy Allison, who had entered at the last dead ball, will pick up that foul. So you have two very small guards now. You have Allison standing 5'7" is tall. He's a sophomore. And then 5'6" tall. That's Jeremy Jones. He's a senior.
Yeah, I'd like to see him try to post Pancratz. Well, I'll take the three-point shot, I would suppose, if I'm Coach Williams.
Zolik again. He is 3 for 3 from three-point range. He is 7 for 8 here on the last Saturday of the season. His team leads by 5 with a tick under 60 seconds to play. We're in the first half.
Right now, they're not really denying the entry. They're just making it hard to get it in and then pressuring the ball after the ball's in. Against Aurora West, they just were all-out denial.
Buckley has just one bucket tonight. Allison uses the dribble. Constant pressure from the Saxons. Jones dishes, Moss floats, banks, scores.
Great step and drive to the basket for David Moss. That was a big basket for the T-Birds.
Schaumburg has the three-point lead. They have 20 seconds left on the clock here in the first half. Pancratz looks for the hoop. He's fouled on the way there.
He's got a great step off a dribble to his right in particular.
Jeremy Jones, his first personal foul, sends Pancratz to the line. Person you'd want there, 73% free throw shooter on the season. Therefore, a 1-and-1. Brandon Reichel will leave the ball game, and they'll get a little more height. They'll bring in 6'9" junior Tom Burke to replace him.
Dave, Thornwood has got to remember what they do best. They've got to bring that ball down on this possession and put it in Curry's hands.
Schaumburg will make them work for it.
Yeah, but they've kind of got away from that, and that's not what you want to do.
Jones, clock under 10. Buckley steps in, leans in, and will not go. He's going to shoot a couple of free throws. Just a shade under 5 seconds to play here in the first half.
Coach Williams, when they skip it to Buckley, has their defenders closing out high with both hands out. Buckley's such a three-point threat. The problem with that is you're a little susceptible to that dribble drive that we saw. Tony Young had to help out, drew the foul.
He picks up his second foul. Thornwood from the line, 5 of 8 tonight. That's including 5 of 6 from Curry. Melvin Buckley, maybe the key to this final run to the state championship game. Transfer from Marion Catholic, a 6'6" junior. It's the second of 2. Chance for one more shot. Pancratz will take it. And that will end our first half. A half that has seen Schaumburg come from a 13-3 deficit to go on top 28-24 at the half. Let's go to Lisa Prati.
I'm here with head coach Bob Williams. And coach, obviously tough to defend a player like Eddie Curry, but your team really took Buckley out of the game, and then Zolik really stood up and started shooting the threes.
Yeah, I thought early, you know, Eddie just dominated us, and they got a little bit of a lead. But as the half went on, I think our pressure got to them a little bit, so they stopped looking at Curry so much. We're going to have to really be focused at the beginning of the second half, because I'm sure at halftime Kevin's going to tell them, get the ball to Eddie, get the ball to Eddie. So I think we got to start out the second half with a real focus on defense. Scott's done that, you know, the whole year for us at big games. He had 27 in the Super, so we're kind of used to that. But you know, we're proud of these kids. We played a good first half. We just got to finish it up with a good second half and that type of effort.
Great, Coach. Good luck. And now Bob Williams, head coach of Schaumburg. Halftime score is 28-24. Back to you, Dave.
Thank you very much, Lisa. And you notice Bob Williams, he's normally a very happy guy. He has that smile on his face. He is very happy right now. He is thrilled overcoming that 13-3 deficit.
Yeah, that's real big for them. I think in the back of his mind, he wanted to stay close and then hope that his pressure, his constant rotation of players would have an effect for him. But I don't think he counted on Buckley not scoring more than one basket in the first half.
Everything you'd want here in a state championship game, and we'll have more here from Carver Arena following these messages from your local station. Back at Carver Arena, where we are in the middle of the state championship game, but let's now go to our public address announcer, Paul Herzog, for the awards for our
Division
third and fourth
5.
place finishing teams in the
Pat
state.
Sullivan of Roxana, Division 7. Treasurer Greg Bradley of Mount Zion, Division 5. Emmett Aubrey of Geneseo Darnall, Division 4. And Linda Lane of Chicago, Southside College Prep, at large. Rena Talbert of Fairfield, at large. At this time, please meet the Lions of Lyons Township High School, who finished the year in fourth place with a record of 28-5. First, meet the athletic director of Lyons Township, Doug Stickles. Head coach, Conte Stamus. Assistant coach, Jeff Johnson. Assistant coach, Brian Kopecki. Assistant coach, Brad Nelson. Assistant coach, Famous Holberg. Student trainer, Jackie Viscosel. And now the Lions, number 30, Dave Sitkowski. Number 10, Bill Kluber. Number 14, Chris Green. 32, Eric Gardstrom. 51, Ben Cedar. Number 11, Kyle Nelson. 44, Adam Lynch. 42, Rich Chaput. 15, Matt Bruckner. 33, Brian Potter. Number 20, Jim Maley. Number 40, Cortez Forte. '25, Tom Scavuzzo. Number 50, Grant Johnson. And number 3, A.J. Alati. The Lions of Township High School, fourth place, Class AA. This time, please meet the Mustangs of Morgan Park, who finished the season in third place, a record of 26-7. First, meet the principal of Morgan Park, Charles Alexander. Athletic Director, George Vocat. Head Coach, Herbert Ray. Assistant Coach, Craig Adams. Robert Rockymore. And Assistant Coach, Victor Watson. And now the Mustangs. 34, Quinnell Brown. '55, Jonathan Bird. '21, O'Neill Carter. '15, Clarence Kelly. 32, Linnell Ingram. 33, Charlie Hawkins. 25, Shamari Owens. 22, Rashawn Parker. 44, Marcus Arnold. Number 12, Roshan Jones. 14, Arthur Moore. 10, Jeremy Nixon. 24, Duran Taylor. 11, Greg Lawson. 33, Michael Page. And the manager, Tyrone Brock. The Mustangs of Chicago, Morgan Park, finishing third place, Class AA 2001. At this time, will Coach Conte Stamus and the captains of Lyons Township please step forward to receive their fourth place trophy. Congratulations to the LaGrange Lyons Township Lions, fourth place. At this time, will Coach Herbert Ray and the captains of Morgan Park step forward and receive the third place trophy. Congratulations to Mustangs.
So congratulations to Morgan Park and to Lyons Township. They'll bring home the third and fourth place trophies here in the state championships. We have more at halftime, but first we'll pause for these words from your local station. Welcome back to Peoria and Carver Arena. We've got a good one here for you in the boys Class AA state championship. Schaumburg leads Thornwood 28-24. And through the course of the day, we have celebrated St. Patrick's Day with you in our own special way, including these little flowers. We'd like to thank Leo's on the Avenue here in Peoria for their help in our participation in celebration of St. Patty's Day. Well, let's take a look at the first half stats, St. Patrick's Day notwithstanding. Remember, 13-3 lead early on for Thornwood. Schaumburg, Bill, just kept battling and battling their way back.
Yeah, I think the stats are reasonably even, but one of the things that jumps out at me is the 3 for 11, because all three of those three-point attempts were huge.
All those by Scott Zolik. Bang, bang, bang. Leading scorers in this game, well, no surprise on the Thornwood side. Eddie Curry with 17. He had the first 13 for Thornwood. On the other side, you see Zolik's damage done with those 3 threes. Mark Pankratz has 9, but there's a full 16 minutes and maybe more to be played. You stay right there because we've got a great second half coming up. But first, these local words from your station. 12,000 people here at Carver Arena. The state championship to be decided as we start quarter number 3. Schaumburg with it. They start long range. Zolik tried to feel it out of the locker room, and Hahn just out-hustles everybody for the board. James Hahn on the floor, along with Young, up popping. Rebound of number 52, 6'11" 290-pound Eddie Curry.
Yeah, that first shot wasn't the one they wanted, but it did speak to Schaumburg's confidence. They're a little bit more confident that they can play with the big guy in this Thornwood team. They weren't sure.
That's another 5-second call. It goes against Aubrey Connerly, closely guarded by Hahn.
They just have to get a better idea. Thornwood needs a better idea of how they're going to bring the ball down and make entries to Curry. That's what they need to do. That's what they want to do. They just have to beat that pressure.
Hahn had Young in the blocks, didn't want him. He finds Zolik wide open inside.
Just a little rub screen, great entry pass, wide open.
A 6-point difference.
Dave, that pressure is still in the backcourt. They're still making them work for every inch of the court.
Schaumburg has outscored Thornwood 27-11 since they trailed 13-3. Here Thomas with it. David Moss, a good shooter. There's a good rebounder. There's a strip by Young. Numbers in Schaumburg's favor. Pancratz. He walks. A little indecision, I thought, for Mark when he reached the free throw line.
Yeah, he didn't know whether he should pull up. He had a classic break. He had a wing on each side. He just made a bad decision with the ball.
Played a minute and a half here in the third quarter. Moss guarded by Zolik. Deflected entry pass. Young deflects it. The turnover sends it the other way.
They're making it miserable to get him down, the ball down into Curry, and Curry's going to have to work a little bit harder to get the ball.
Pancratz used up the dribble. Chance here to work on a 6-point lead. Zolik with Moss closely in his face. We'll get it back to Hahn. Now to Pancratz. Nice move. Baseline. Pull up. Lean in. Got it.
Great step. Beat him off the dribble to his left, and then Curry makes him pull up instead of going to the glass, but it's a nice shot.
32-24. Schaumburg by 8 over the state's top-ranked team. The Thunderbirds from Thornwood, winners of 28 in a row, get the bucket from Curry.
If Thornwood ever needed a basket and a basket by Curry, it was on that possession. They have to establish that inside again. Just a little lob and a strong move to the basket.
Second foul on Mark Pancratz. 20 points for Curry. He has 5 3-point plays this evening.
I thought Thornwood is coming out a little bit earlier than I thought they might into a 2-2-1 press. Going to speed up, see if they can create some turnovers in the backcourt and just to disrupt them.
Garrett Bruni can't get it. And that's a violent rebound from Curry. Trailing by 5, 32-27. Moss on the skip to Buckley. The inside position went to Zolik.
He had a good look that time. Melvin needs to just keep shooting those shots. Those are shots he makes, and it'll help open up everything for Curry.
Kick out. Young. Bang. Tony Young with 6 points. Thornwood had to battle from a third-quarter deficit in the semifinal game. They have a battle here as well. The penetration followed by the turnover. We have a timeout on the floor. We'll be back to Carver Arena after these words from your local station.
And Marilyn, thank you very much. It's a delight to work with you.
I loved working with you. Thank you.
We also, I guess, should thank Polly for all the help with the props and all the cues. Thank you, Polly.
You're quite welcome, Ed, Marilyn, and it was my pleasure. And best wishes to all of you from Illinois Bell.
IHSA Classics, the gentleman on your right, Ed McMahon. That was from the mid-60s in the IHSA television coverage. And the young lady on the left, Miss America, 1958. I think we've come a little ways since then. We're celebrating 50 years of televised coverage of Illinois high school basketball. And indeed, it's come a long ways. It's come from Huff Gymnasium to the Assembly Hall in Champaign. Now here to Peoria, Illinois. Peoria Civic Center and Carver Arena.
Thornwood is starting in that 2-2-1, just again to change the look a little bit and make
David Gibson drills it off the pressure.
And trying to make them, give them just a different look on the offensive end.
A 9-point Schaumburg lead at 36-27. And another turnover. They are having a terrible time getting into Curry here in the second half. That's their 14th turnover of the game. Walter.
He can make that. That's not a shot that they like him to take all the time, but in this situation, that's not a bad one.
Jeremy Jones tries to create. They have Jones the point right now. Jeremy, a 5'6" senior.
Good penetration there, probably just a step too far. He wants to penetrate to the paint and then look for the dish off. Schaumburg's doing a great job of getting in the passing lanes and not having an opportunity to get the ball to Curry.
Curry, 15 feet from the basket. He'll shorten that distance and go glass.
Great spin move, use the glass real well.
Pankratz pushes off the made bucket. That is only the 8th turnover for Schaumburg. 7-point difference, 3:33 to play in the third quarter. Boys AA state championship, 36-29 the score.
You know, I'm watching this Thornwood team, and my impression is that they're just waiting to turn the switch up. And the problem with that is if you wait too long, there's not enough time to make up any headway.
You take a look at that shooting. Eddie Curry, 8 for 9. Soon to be 9 for 10.
Loose ball transition, a reverse one-handed dunk, just a big, strong move to the basket.
Curry 9 for 10. The rest of the Thunderbirds 3 for 10. The shooting department, but Curry's jam cuts it to a 5-point lead for Schaumburg. Reichel stares into the eyes of Curry. Up top off the screen is Reichel. Around the perimeter we go. Pankratz loads it up, knocks it down for 3.
Great ball rotation, wonderful patience offensively.
14 points for Mark Pankratz. The lead back to 8. And every time Thornwood makes any slight move, the Saxons from Schaumburg have an answer. They'll go offensive foul. Curry dropped the shoulder.
That was great position by the weak side defender. David Gibson just got there. Great timing. Get there before the ball turned into him. Once that offensive player has the ball, it's his burden to not create the contact.
Remember, in the semifinals, Morgan Park held a 10-point lead late in the third quarter on Thornwood before the T-Birds came back. Pankratz, again, he feels it. Not this time.
That possession, we saw a little man-to-man press from Thornwood. Just, again, changing looks, trying to find something that's effective for them.
Jones. Nice catch by Curry. He has 26 points.
Great feed that time by Jones. Curry's those soft hands made a good catch, able to convert that.
39-33. Thornwood hanging close. We said they have won 28 in a row. They've not lost to a team in Illinois this year. Schaumburg winners of 20 straight themselves.
Just running some clock. I don't think Coach Williams is going to want to take the last shot and run it all the way down, but he just wants to make sure he gets the shot he wants.
Thornwood fans wanting to travel. That's a basket for Pankratz. Buckley tripped on the way by Pankratz. That is his third personal foul on Mark Pankratz. Just got tied up with Melvin Buckley.
We have Pankratz, they're slowing themselves down a little bit, which is great. And then what happens is he sees a little lane to the basket, makes a little jump, loses control. Might have been a travel on that.
1 minute, 15 seconds to play in the third quarter. Pancratz will have a seat for these final 75 seconds. His team is on top by 8.
They do a nice job on this out of bounds, Dave, of just running a little misdirection, and then they're going to seal Curry.
Kick out, Moss, good shooter. And Reichel out-battles Curry for the board. Quickly to Hahn. Zolik, ring it up!
They know where their scorers are. Their scorers get to positions that they can make the shots. They bring them the ball.
Scott Zolik, a 6'4" senior, has hit 4 3-pointers this evening. And Schaumburg in control, 44-43 with 44 seconds left. They have forced 17 Thornwood turnovers.
Yeah, that was, again, a little bit over-aggressive on the part of the guard.
There's no winding the clock down here in the Saxons. They smell blood. Young. Kick out to Zolik. Tony Young. Oh, my! Back-to-back threes makes it a 14-point game.
Huge shot, huge shot. Thornwood needs a good possession down here.
Jeremy Jones will kick it out to Buckley. Off the side of the board. Quickly to Young. A whistle with 3.5 seconds left. A blocking foul goes against Thornwood.
Schaumburg right now smells blood. They're just attacking every place they can. They're attacking offensively, Dave, and defensively, kicking the ball out, going strong. Good call. The defender wasn't set.
Jeremy Jones picks up his 3rd personal foul. Connerly in for the final 3.5 seconds. He'll replace Curry. Tony Young, cold-blooded three-pointer just moments ago. He followed Zolik's 3. A 15-point Schaumburg lead.
Now, if you're Bob Williams, you don't want a fluky shot to end the quarter for Thornwood. You want to just play good position defense. Again, they're extending themselves a little bit. They're going to make sure the ball comes inbounds in front of them.
Jones forces, does not get it. We will head to the 4th quarter. Schaumburg on top by 15. We'll be back after these words from your local station. As we have all weekend, we reach into the archives of the IHSA telecast as we look back at Marshall High School, the Commandos, an early power in IHSA basketball. Of course, currently a power in IHSA basketball. Rock Falls at the fan backboards. As you remember watching those games, well, those people, that is something that is mythology to them when they look back at these black and white telecasts. It's all about what they're seeing right now. Schaumburg deadly from 3-point range. You might say 6 out of 17. You know, that's not a great percentage. 6 3-pointers translates to 18 points. It's a 15-point difference. Hello, that's the game. With Bill Hitt, I'm Dave Bernhard. We enter the 4th quarter of play. Top-ranked team in the state. Thornwood on the ropes. Schaumburg on their waves of players have forced in another turnover. We're up to 18 now.
Yeah, Thornwood needs to gather themselves. They're champion caliber. They need to just dig in. Playing those 2 games is hard, especially a tough semifinal like they had. They need to finish this strong.
As far as Schaumburg is concerned, they got a lot of rest in the semifinals only because they play so many people. Art Pancratz played 24 minutes. He had the most minutes of anybody.
Exactly. But they play such a style that it's very intense for those 21, 22 minutes.
On the other hand, for Thornwood, they had 3 starters that played the full 32 minutes. Connerly with the steal. Must score time now for the Thunderbirds. Curry keeps it alive. Goes underneath, can't find it. The bounces, the rolls, not going in the favor of Thornwood.
No, they're not, but I continue to be amazed by his body control for such a big guy. That reverse layup that he almost scored was really impressive.
We've used up a minute here in the fourth quarter.
Schaumburg just a little bit lackadaisical with their ball handling. They need to get back to the way they played third quarter, protecting the ball and attacking.
Protect it when the ball is in that man's hands. Pancratz will go all the way. His own board. Fouled on the floor. What's going through that team's mind right now as they look at the scoreboard clock? 6 minutes, 39 seconds left. They lead at 48-33. Third foul called on Jones. Only 3 team fouls apiece here in the second half. They pop Pancratz open just for a moment. Now he'll have to work through a double team. Did he get a timeout? Evidently so. So Schaumburg will take a timeout with Pancratz under pressure. This is the IHSA Television Network. We're back with a final 6:33 coming up. People of all ages come to Peoria in the middle of March for March Madness. We are 6 minutes and 33 seconds away from madness, as far as the Saxons are concerned, of the best kind.
Dave, in the last 2 or 3 possessions, the first minute and a half of this fourth quarter, I've seen Thornwood just more aggressive defensively. They're double teaming.
There you go. Thomas to lead the break. The block. The lay-in by Curry.
Great power move. Thornwood ran the court as well as they have tonight on that transition basket. They're doubling Pancratz right now.
28 of the 35 points scored by Thornwood have come from Curry. Walter way outside. He'll have to bring Curry out there with him. He has to respect the shooting range. Connerly got a hand on the ball. Zolik. He can hit him from short range, too. 16 points from Zolik.
Making a hurry-up game out of this now.
Curry battling 3-on-1. It's been more like 1-on-3. He'll have to shoot a couple of free throws to earn it here.
If you're sitting there and you're Bob Williams, you look at the clock and you think it's going backwards. And if you're Kevin Hayhurst, it looks like it's clicking 2 seconds on every time it moves.
It shows 5 minutes and 37 seconds to play. Some worried looks on that Thornwood bench. And yet more bodies come in. Brandon Reichel comes in.
Defensively, that was about as good a 3 minutes as they've played since the first quarter, though. So I think if they just can keep that intensity up, they're going to create some problems for Schaumburg down the stretch here.
Curry with 30 points, 8 of 9 from the free throw line. His team still trails by 13. Either of these schools has won a state basketball championship, and they will go full out the rest of the way. Here's Thomas.
Pancratz tried to split the double team, lost control of the ball, resulted in a turnover and a dunk.
Pushing foul should be on David Moss. Not yet in the bonus. So frustrating for the cheerleaders, of course, here at Carver Arena. Because of the sightlines for the media, they do not stand. They have to take care of their team in the sitting position. And it has to be killing the Saxon cheerleaders right now. The score doesn't. Young picks it up. Oh, Thornwood thought they had a double dribble on that one. Pancratz kick out Hahn. Young behind the stripe.
Just a little bit too much of a hurry.
Timeout on the floor, 4:51 to play. We'll be back. This is the IHSA Television Network. We contrast 2001 was back in the early days of high school basketball on TV, but that's what it's been all about all weekend here. The Marshall Commandos here with the 60s, no three-point line. That would have been good for a three, but not at that point in time. It's been the three-pointers for the people wearing the maroon and gold that have really done in Thornwood so far tonight. Schaumburg this evening has made 6 three-pointers out of 18 attempts. The Thornwood fans not ready to go home yet.
No, and right now Thornwood is playing with a purpose. They're playing more confidently than they have since the first quarter. And Schaumburg is a little bit tentative attacking the man-to-man press. They're just jumping and doubling the ball. They can't find the open man. At least they haven't been able to do that so far.
Schaumburg 50, Thornwood 39, 4 minutes and 50 seconds to play, and Eddie Curry has dominated his teammates. Right now is when he really needs the help. Jones found nothing there. They'll bring it back out. Moss the lob, Curry the catch, foul from behind.
Tony Young has been doing double duty. He's doing a great job defending his man, and he is really moving well to double on Curry when the ball's going in.
Brandon Reichel with 2 fouls, only Pankratz with 3. Anybody remotely in foul trouble for Schaumburg. Moss to trigger. Curry to finish.
Just a little lob, a drop step.
And a steal. Jones. Rebound Pankratz. It can't go any farther down than it did there for Jeremy Jones. Young the other way on the fly. And sent the other way.
Tony Young on that took the ball strong. Did just what you're taught to do when you got a break, take it strong to the hoop. He just didn't realize how tall 6'11" can be.
Got it with his left hand. Connerly with the contact. For Connerly, that is his second. Not yet in the bonus. Team fouls sit at 5 apiece. 4:11 to play. Still a 9-point Schaumburg lead. Saxon's second trip downstate. They came away with the 4th place trophy 2 years ago. They'll say Jones stepped on the sideline as he intercepted that pass. For Thornwood, this is their first trip downstate, and the second time they made it as far as a super sectional.
You know, when teams are putting this much pressure in, bounce passes just aren't a wise thing.
Will get it into the hands of Pankratz. Around Thomas. Young. He's hit big bucket after big bucket this entire tournament.
Great penetration. Pankratz finds the open man, gets him the ball.
Lead back to double figures. Hahn beats everyone to the ball. Mark Pankratz beats Curry to the bucket. Can't get it to go. Here comes Moss.
Great drive to the basket. Curry bothered that, though.
Connerly quickly. Got it! Count it! He'll get another free throw. Aubrey Connerly. A 3-point field goal. He can make it 4 points on 1 possession. Take a look.
Just a missed shot by Pankratz. The ball goes down real quickly. Gets the ball to the shooter. Puts it in. That's a potentially a 6-point swing, Dave.
Bob Williams will take a timeout. He will take it with 3 minutes and 26 seconds left. 52-44. If there is one place that you want to go for the very best in IHSA information, it's at that web address right there, www.ihsa.org. If you want to find an all-time record or see how your favorite team is doing in history, that's the place to go. Let's get inside the huddles.
Get that look off your face. Holy shit, if I told you, beginning of the year, you have 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
Now to Kevin Hayhurst.
State championship game.
We're only 8 points down right now, guys. Right? Out of time on the clock. Out of time. It makes the free throw only 7 points. Pressure, but don't be gambling too much when we just give up layups. Anything from there, you got to take
Nice. Defense. Go. 1, 2, 3. Defense.
We listened to that Thornwood huddle, and they're right on. There's 3 minutes and 26 seconds. You don't like to be down by 8, but you have plenty of time. You could hit this free throw down by 7, plenty of time. You want to gamble, you want to pressure, you just don't want to take bad chances.
Thornwood fans have come en masse. In fact, this basketball team has really revitalized the school spirit. At Thornwood School, it's had a tremendous amount of success athletically as it is. They're looking for the big trophy here, but Schaumburg has other plans. Now Connerly, a chance to complete a 4-point play. Can't do it. Curry the rebound. Loses it to Young. That would have been big. The long bounce. And again, there's your bounce pass, Bill.
Yeah, you know, they're good passes sometimes, but when you have a team that is gambling as much as Thornwood is, they stay on the ground too long. They're just too easy to intercept.
Melvin Buckley up.
Schaumburg right now is struggling on how much to attack and how much to be patient, and it's a fine line.
Quick feed inside to Young. The whistle blows, no shot. Or they run some nice out-of-bounds plays, don't they?
Yeah, again, they have a purpose with what they do. That they knew right there that they were going to try to post Young up down low because he had a smaller guard guarding him.
Connerly picks up his third personal foul with 3:16 left. Next foul on either side will put their opponent into the bonus situation.
Let's see if they look to set up either Pankratz or Zolik on this. They're two shooters.
Instead to Walter, who to go up him. The officials make eye contact. They make the decision that Thornwood will have the basketball with 3 minutes and 15 seconds to play. Jones has gotten a lot of minutes tonight, the point guard position. Connerly using some time. Not a good entry. Turnover goes the other way. Here comes Pankratz. The bounce ahead to Young. He's got it.
Great break, great execution by Pankratz and Young on that.
A 10-point difference with 2 minutes and 40 seconds to play. Here Thomas creates.
Yeah, he got him on. Pankratz was riding him all the way there. Beat him on a step. He just couldn't catch up. Fouled him.
The foul stops the clock with 2:36 left. Sent Pierre Thomas to the free throw line. 6'3" junior. Is only a 45% free throw shooter. He had a big free throw in the semifinals after missing the front end of a two-shot free throw. Bangs this one off. Buckley to check in. Should this ball go down?
They're making some changes here, trying to get a little bit of offense in with Buckley. They sacrifice some of the quickness of Jones.
Pankratz double team, passes out of it. Rooney, Pankratz, Zolik. Back to Young. Running some clock. We have 2:10 to play in the state championship game. Next foul.
Going to take a foul pretty soon just to stop the clock.
Zolik, the dagger!
That is absolutely an unbelievably big shot for Schaumburg.
5 3-pointers for Scott Zolik. Connerly cannot answer. And Schaumburg with 1 minute and 40 seconds left. The ball, the 12-point lead, and they will be fouled. Every tournament you go to, you look for that surprise player. In this tournament, it is a 6'4" senior. He is the third leading scorer on this team. Scott Zolik 4 of 5 in his semifinals from three-point range. He has 5 three-pointers here in 6 attempts in the championship game.
And Bob Williams is standing there looking at him thinking, don't shoot, good shot. Because you're running clock, you have the game in control. The longer you have it, the less they can score. That was just a big basket.
1 minute, 38 seconds left. Front end of a 1-and-1. The lead will stay at 12.
If you're Schaumburg, you do not want to stop the clock with fouls.
Connerly, the kick out. They need big points in a big way. Jones gives them 3.
Jones has played a great game tonight. He's worked very hard defensively and made things difficult for the guards.
They will foul Walter and put him at the free throw line. Well, you know, Pancratz missed that last free throw. Keep in mind, this is a team that makes 71.5% of their free throws. And even Ryan Walter, at 6 feet 8 inches tall, he only scores about 5 points a game, but he knocks down his free throws at almost a 76% clip. But up until now, they've not been in the final 74 seconds of a state championship game. That's 2 misses now and 2 free throws by the Saxons. But time is running on the Thunderbirds.
You don't want to foul.
Buckley hits it. That's a 3. Thornwood will take a timeout with exactly 60 seconds to play. 57-51. We have more IHSA classics. This is some of the oldest video we have. Oh my goodness, it's Proviso East, the head coach, my partner, Bill Hitt. Bill, this is all yours.
That's Sherelle Ford doing a bow after a big-time dunk. Michael Finley with a pass from Donnie Boyce. This was the first state championship in '91. Now we have, it looks like the '92. Got Jamal Robinson out there against the Peoria team. And Jamal Robinson playing professionally in Australia with the last rebound. And oh, that is so cold.
That's
Tony Bartholomew got me good.
Mr. Bill Hitt. You know, I said that's the oldest video we have. Bill actually went through a lot of expense to colorize that.
Yeah, they weren't fan baskets.
What a great run you had there in '91, '92, and in a string of years there. But '91 and '92, the state championships for Proviso East.
Yeah, it was very exciting. And I'm just going to bring us back to this game right here because I think this is really a great situation right here. You have Thornwood clawing back. You have Schaumburg trying to hold on. They struggle and then hit some big threes.
We still have 60 seconds to play, but our Country Insurance player of the game is Scott Zolik. 19 points, 9 above his average. He has made 5 of 6 from three-point range. And he looks as calm as could be.
Schaumburg has got to get this ball inside, inbounds.
They do to Hahn. And he clears ahead to Pancratz. Foul, counted.
Big basket. What a play by Hahn. What a play by that guard.
James Hahn, injured last year, this year, but he gets the entry pass out to Mark Pancratz.
All right, now you got to be extremely smart. If you're Schaumburg, you do not want to stop the clock with fouls. You want to make them earn everything they get. That ball just was going to go in.
What was nearly a turnover in the backcourt has now become a 9-point Schaumburg lead with 53.8 seconds left, with the state championship trophy hanging in the balance.
Thornwood has still got 3 timeouts. They need quick scores. Take a timeout as soon as you get one.
Eddie Curry not on the floor right at this moment. Jump ball situation, a held ball. Curry will come back in. Possession goes to the Saxons from Schaumburg. We have 41.6 seconds left. You still get the feeling this game is not quite over.
If they had fewer timeouts, I think I would be pretty much done with it. But you have 3 timeouts. You can score quickly. The pressure that they have put on up into the last minute or so has been excellent. Schaumburg played tentatively until that last possession.
No, he cannot run the baseline. That's right, traveling call. David Gibson thought he had the freedom to roam. He doesn't. Turnover, goes it to Moss. No time leaves the clock.
Okay, the ball wasn't live, so they couldn't put him back in.
Pretty much has to be a catch, shoot, and score right now. Buckley does that very thing, and he finishes it with the 3. And a timeout, Thornwood.
That took, what, 3 seconds, Dave? 3 seconds off the clock.
Went from 41 seconds. We're now down to 38.3. We're now down to a 6-point difference at 60-54. The plan was simple. A
vicious screen from Curry and get it to Buckley and just rise and drain it. He struggled a lot offensively, just wasn't getting any looks. It wasn't that he wasn't making any, he wasn't getting any looks. And then this quarter, he's hit 2 big threes. And for shooters, that just gives them all the confidence they need. The question will be whether it's going to be too little, too late.
Melvin Buckley tonight with 9 points. His team needs a turnover right here.
Yeah, and if you're Schaumburg, you need to get the ball inbounds and protect it. They're going to be coming at you with everything they have. They'll double the ball. They have to gamble. They really don't have a choice. It'll be a 2-shot foul on the next foul. That'll be obviously good for Schaumburg.
Now Gibson can run the baseline here if he wants to. They go home run to Pancratz. 2 seconds leaves the clock, but 2 free throws coming up for Pancratz.
That's a great coaching decision by Bob Williams, and it takes a lot of guts. Most of us as coaches take the easy out, put the ball in front of us, a short pass. To go deep like that in this situation is really a gutsy call. It's perfectly executed.
Good free throw shooting numbers from Pancratz. The blue and gold not happy right now. On the other side, there's somebody that can just hardly wait to burst out. He's going to have to wait about 36 seconds. His team has an 8-point lead, but Bob Williams figures if I can stretch this clock just a little, make them stretch this floor a little, I can bring home the big trophy. Connerly will have to hurry. Jones fires.
Great effort, great effort. Coach Williams went to a little smaller lineup right now. He's got some 3 guards in there, just trying to pressure the ball a little bit more, make them take time off the clock.
Quickly to Buckley. Forces.
Great
rebound. Snatched off Young. Hahn to Pancratz. Ahead. Walter. That should do it.
The Schaumburg Saxons have got the job done.
No for Buckley. Ball out of bounds. 5.9 seconds left. Schaumburg looking each other in the eye. And right now, even though the realization will hit in a few seconds, they don't believe it, but they are heading to their sideline to celebrate on this timeout.
You know, it dawned on them on that possession that they were going to win a state championship. Coach Williams, good timeout to get some kids who have not played on the court for a few seconds on this big gym in a state championship game. That's something that we remember for the rest of their lives.
Scott Zolik, our Country Insurance Player of the Game, hit 5 of 6 free throws. That's good for 83%, and that is good for a new state record in the title game. Taylor Thiel from Galesburg in 1998 hit 667. Scott Zolik tops that one. But the thing that he will take will be the medal, the first place medal in the trophy that will accompany it.
You know, what a wonderful, outstanding season Thornwood has had. You know, they're going to relive this game for a long time. It's going to bother them. But you can't take anything away from them. They played a wonderful tournament down here. Beat a great Morgan Park team in the semifinals. they've had the bullseye on their back with the rating all year, and they really fought hard throughout this ball game.
And what Bob Williams has done is brought in reserves for the final 5.6 seconds, so these people can say, I played in our state championship. I think Kevin Hayhurst would like to do that very thing.
Right.
They want to run some players in as well.
They're just going to get some subs in. That's the right thing to do in this situation.
Well, how fabulous it is to sit courtside in a state championship game. To your left, you feel that elation. You absolutely feel it here. And on the other side, your heart is ripped out for the Thornwood players.
It is, I haven't lost in a championship game, but I've lost on the big court. And it's a real tough feeling.
There will be your final margin. Kevin Pearson seals it. And your 2001 state champions, the Schaumburg Saxons, 66-54 over Thornwood. Let the celebration begin in Peoria.
Well, we said earlier in one of our other broadcasts that Bob Williams was establishing his program in Northern Illinois. I think he brought it a little south tonight.
They are given copies of the local newspaper celebrating their achievement.
Right here, baby, state title. First one, baby.
Who would have thought that was going to be the headline 3 weeks ago when this state tournament started? Probably not even those people.
You know, they played very, very well. They had a great team concept. They knew where to get the ball.
Lisa Prati is on this court with the winning head coach, Bob Williams. Lisa?
I'm here with head coach Bob Williams. And coach, what an unbelievable run. Your first time in Illinois beating Thornwood. I mean, it's impressive. They've only lost to one other team, and they were from outside Illinois.
Yeah, we've got a great group of kids that believe in each other and believe in what we're doing. And I told them before the game, I really don't care whether we win or lose, but we want to go out playing the right way. And we play a certain brand of basketball that asks for a lot of self-sacrifice, and they're willing to do that. These kids deserve nothing but the best, and they got it.
Well, you saw earlier, Thornwood went ahead and had a 10-point lead, all of the points coming from Curry, but then you guys came back in that second half all together and just really played intense defense, and then, of course, great shooting by Scott Zolik.
Well, yeah, and it's always been this way. One kid steps up on our team when it's needed, and we've done that all year long. Defensively, we were a little bit hesitant early, and we stayed after it, and I think our pressure got them to look away from Eddie a little bit because we couldn't guard him, but our team could guard their team.
Great job, Coach. Congratulations. Schaumburg Saxons, the 2001 state champs for Class AA. We'll see if we can get a couple interviews here with some of the players. Back to you, Dave.
Thank you very much, Lisa, and we will be back. Much more coming your way here from Carver Arena, but first, these words from your local station. $66-54 is your final for presentation of awards. Let's go to our public address announcer, Paul Herzog.
I say thank all of you here at Carver Arena for your participation in and support of good sportsmanship. Ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to midcourt for the presentation of the first and second place team and individual awards for this year's AA Championship. Presenting the medallions will be members of the IHSA Board of Directors attending tonight's game. They are President Dennis Garber of Hoffman Estates, Division II, Vice President Craig Zeck of Downers Grove South, Division III, Secretary Gary Collins of Monmouth High School, Division VI, Catherine Flanagan, Chicago Manley, Division I, Mike Hawkins of Lexington, Division V, Pat Sullivan of Roxana, Division VII, Treasurer Greg Bradley of Mount Zion Division 5. Emmett Aubrey of Geneseo Darnall, Division number 4. Linda Lane of Chicago Southside College Prep at large. And Rena Talbot of Fairfield at large. At this time, please meet the Thunderbirds of Thornwood. Second place, the year 2001, 32-2. The principal of Thornwood High School, Gary Lester. Athletic Director, Gary Largess. Head Coach, Kevin Hayhurst. Assistant Coaches, Ron Peterson. Bob Curran. Paul Slavich. Jerry Stursky. And now the Thunderbirds. Jeremy Allison, number 12. (14) Sean High. (15) Dewan Wells. (20) Jeremy Jones. (24) Aubrey Connerly. (25) Joe Pasiga. Number 30, Melvin Buckley. (32) Pierre Thomas. 33, Chris Jones. 34, David Moss. 35, Cornelius Jones. Number 40, Steve Sawyers. (44) Justin Williams. Number 50, Jeff Briney. And 52, Eddie Curry. The Thunderbirds of South Holland Thornwood, second place, 2001 AA boys. At this time, please meet the Saxons of Schaumburg High School. They finished the season in first place. A record of 29-3. Meet the principal of Schaumburg, Dr. Sharon Cross. Athletic Director, John Selke. Head Coach, Bob Williams. Assistant Coach, Mark Stilling. Assistant Coach, Tom Mueller. Assistant Coach, Mark Steger. Assistant Coach, Kelly O'Connor. And now let's meet the Saxons. 22, Zach Pankratz. 40, Craig Reichel. Number 12, Garrett Bruni. Number 55, Tom Burke. Number 25, Greg Dorgan. 42, Tim Fecking. 33, Brandon Reichel. (15) Tony Young. 44, David Gibson. Number 10, James Hahn. (23) Roger Hendrickson. Number 4, Mark Pankratz. Number 20, Kevin Pearson. Number 50, Ryan Walter. And number 32, Scott Zolek. At this time, will Coach Kevin Hayhurst and the captains of Thornwood please step forward to receive the second place trophy. At this time, will Coach Bob Williams and the captains of Schaumburg step forward and receive the first place trophy, Class AA 2001.
There are your state champions, Schaumburg Saxons. 2001, they can put it in the books. You see the total team carrying that trophy off. Bill Hitt, that is how they got here. And that is how they worked their way through Peoria. The total team effort. It's only fitting that they bring it in front of their fans, all 15 of them.
Yeah, this was, in my mind, one of the greatest team efforts that I've seen in a long time. Different kids stepped up in every game, and they did little things that had to be done for them to be successful. One of the great things about Bob Williams and his coaching job this year was getting kids to buy into their roles. Everybody likes to shoot the ball. Not everybody can. So you have to have people set screens and do the dirty work. When kids are willing to do that, teams are successful. I think you see that on the Thornwood team as well. They're very happy getting that ball inside to Curry and defending and doing some of those different things. I think you saw it with 10 players or more throughout this entire tournament from Bob Williams and Schaumburg.
Isn't it amazing how the margin of error is so small? You take a look at those young men. A couple of weeks ago, in the opener of the sectional at Conan High School, they had to get a shot down in the last 30 seconds of that game to force overtime. If that shot does not go down, they don't go any farther. They are not doing the celebrating here on the court here at Carver Arena. Yeah, we can also look at the semifinal game this afternoon where they had a tussle with LaGrange. LaGrange had an opportunity to win the ball game in the last few seconds, just didn't get the shot to go down. You know, this is the other thing about this as well. Of course, Thornwood ranked #1 all season long, as Lisa mentioned, had not lost to a team from the state of Illinois this season. The odds-on favorite, you talk to anybody in Peoria, you talk to anybody in the state, certainly Thornwood would be the favorite. This should be a lesson to any team that laces up those shoes in October and November that, yes, you can get down here, it doesn't matter what the ratings say, and you can make it happen, you can bring home that big trophy. That's right on. That's exactly what coaches preach to their players all year. Not just in tournament games, but just individual games where you might think you're outmatched. You have to have the right attitude. You have to be ready to play. You have to believe in yourself. And I think when you come down here in these kinds of games and situations, you really have to have faith in your ability and your teammates' ability so that you can make a game like this happen. It is a special tournament this year, but you know, it's a special tournament every year. There are heroes, there are all-staters, and yet there are people you may not even hear of and may never hear of again as far as athletics is concerned, but they get that first place medal or second or third or fourth around their neck. We are happy you've been able to join us for all the excitement, the ins and outs of high school athletics, as well as the state championship game here tonight. For Lisa Prati and for my partner Bill Hitt, I'm Dave Bernard. We thank you so much for joining us right here on the IHSA Television Network. So long now.